There's an escalator at your supermarket?
Yeah, it's 2 floors.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, there's an escalator.
Oh my God.
Totally forgot that happened to me.
I wish I had more time to get ready.
Wow, you look
This is why I'm late.
so good. Oh my gosh. My roommate's lips are showing me up.
No, don't say that.
There's an escalator at your supermarket?
All of our flavors are delicious.
Okay, great.
All right, we are live.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, friends.
Oh, that took us a little while. All right, are you ready?
I guess we're like ready.
Ready. You know, is everyone online ready? We're like, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that you're ready.
We're only 10 minutes late tonight. Usually I'm a little bit longer before I get us actually going. What? No. Everybody who is watching, thank you for showing up. My name is Tony Frame, and I am the editor-in-chief at Glass Poetry Press. And I'm super excited. Hey, I am super excited about tonight. You see, if you've seen the other videos, tonight is a little bit different. We're doing this with all the different screens all on at once because Sam and Chen did this incredible chapbook together. As a collaborative chapbook, we want them to read it together. So we're going to keep everybody on screen. Unfortunately, that means you have to see me too during it. But it's going to be okay. So, but this is going to be awesome. I'm really excited and super happy to have Sam and Chen with us tonight. They are two of my favorite writers, and they're also two of my favorite people. Quick introduction. If you don't know their work already, shame on you, but just a quick introduction for each of them. Chen Chen is the author of When I Grow Up, I Want to Be a List of Further Possibilities, which is one of the best titles of a book ever. It was released by BOA Editions and was longlisted for a National Book Award and won the Tom Gunn Award. Blood Axe Books recently published the UK edition. Excuse me. He has also received Pushcart Prize and fellowships from Kundiman and the National Endowment for the Arts. He teaches at Brandeis University as a poet in residence. And Sam is a fantastic poet who has 2 chapbooks. I think the first chapbook is out of print, though, unfortunately. If you don't have a copy, well.
I have a stack of them in my apartment.
His recent work can be found in Moon City Review, Sundog Lit, and the Bat City Review, among others. Together, they are also the editors of one of the best online journals out there, Underblong, and together they wrote this chapbook, GESUNDHEIT, which I was lucky enough to release earlier this year. So they're both fantastic. They are brilliant poets. Their work is imaginative and amazing and wonderful. It's important and powerful, and all the words you hear everybody say about all the great poets, it's true for both of them. But what I really have always loved about both of them, both their work on the page, off the page, on Twitter, everywhere, is that every time I read something that they write, whether in a poem or on Twitter or wherever, I'm left with my jaw dropped, but also I'm left with a giant smile on my face. And I love the playfulness and the inventiveness and just how wonderful it feels to be in their orbit. So I'm super glad to have them. If you're watching, if you like what you're hearing, I'm going to say this, I'll probably say it again at the end, but if you go over to the Crucible website, www.glasspoetry.com/crucible.html, you'll see some tickets. And if you click on those tickets, you can send a little bit of money to Sam and Chen. PayPal will take a little bit of a cut, but everything else, Glass is going to send straight to the 2 of them. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to them. I'm going to mute myself in case my neighbors decide to start screaming at each other again. And I'm going to let Sam and Chen take over.
Okay, hi everyone.
Hello.
Hello, it's me. I'm Sam.
I'm Chen.
Good job.
Rehearse that, obviously.
Not rehearsed that at all, but here we are.
Very spontaneously. Hello.
Oh my gosh, it feels really exciting to do this reading together on Zoom. On
Almost too exciting, to be honest.
Too exciting. We spent a lot of hours last night rehearsing, but really just having fun, you know?
Barely hanging on to coherency. So.
But also this is like, you know, Chen and I had like a whole tour planned that we didn't get to do because of, you know, COVID and pandemic and everything. So it was really wonderful, Tony, of you to set something like this up and allow us to do this virtually, because I thought we were going to miss a lot of those, you know, miss that chance. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tony. And is that a Buffy shirt? Is that Sunnydale?
It is a Sunnydale class of 99.
Class of 99. Back.
Interesting little side note. I actually am a class of 99 graduate, so I double up.
Wow.
Yeah. It's so fitting.
Very, very much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. And yeah, Tony published our wonderful little collaborative monster, GESUNDHEIT, a chew. Bless me, you know, which we're going to read from. Starting now. Should I start? Are we going?
Yeah, start like right now.
Start like this instant. So put your like helmets on, you know?
Set my heart on fire immediately.
Set my heart on fire immediately. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna read from this for a while, and then we're gonna read some new stuff. And then we're gonna like talk about how much we love all of you and each other and just keep it going, you know? So I'm gonna start us off. This is GESUNDHEIT, a collaborative friendship chapbook. It's an experience. So if you haven't gone into it, you should get into it soon. I'm gonna start with a poem called All My Friends Are Dead, non-dinosaur version. Just like a quick thing about All My Friends Are Dead. It's like a children's book, and there's like this dinosaur, and he's like, all my friends are dead. And then there's like a chef. He's like, all my friends are bread. And there's like this whole fun progression. But I didn't really, I like wanted this to be that funny, but it's actually like not that funny. But that was the impetus. So after All My Friends Are Dead, the dinosaur book, this is All My Friends Are Dead, non-dinosaur version. All my friends are guavas, succulent and sweet. All my friends are socialist nerds, spooning each other the seeds of long cucumbers. None of my friends happy to sell their labor for some wealthy man's profit. My friends all are my dying, not dead, limbo dog, jungle gym, monkey bars lower beneath the ball pit. Friends are all suicide ideation, 2 a.m. ambulance calls, 11:30 a.m. repeated talks with poison control. Will they live? Will they alive? Will they a living? Will I take my phone? Because I'm in a meeting till 4. All my friends spit watermelon seeds so far, I swear this place would have set up a competition for us. All hate winning. My friends, tired of supposed competition, of systems that want only one of us to succeed, like we all can't rise from the defunct fountain and swirl in turquoise wonder, shooting all the way to the sky. All my friends are, my are, friend oars, rowing me afloat. My friends glide, still breathing, plump, pump breathing. Some of my friends are dead. My friends, the reason I'm still breathing, my friends, we answer each other's phone hearts. We pound stomachs, we pump adrenaline, we stack toiletries, we stock old gin, pass through each other's freezers, we rock the beat to death, we rock each other to sleep. All my friends are still here with me in my sheets. My friends all tell me to do laundry, but I refuse to let go of their smell.
Ugh, Sam, that poem, that ending. Also, friend oars.
No, like
What the beautiful fuck.
that's also like, I don't know. That poem, I feel, I think about that poem in the pandemic a lot too, about how far
The
away I am from all my
pandemic.
yeah. So it's nice to read that one. Also, that was originally published in class.
Shout out.
Shout out, you know?
Program that we're on.
Honor to a public class. Interesting thing, I think Sam might remember this. I was about to solicit Sam, and he sent in a submission the day before I was going to solicit him.
The timing was quite magical.
And the poem was
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's true.
Learning so much as we speak. Okay, so now I'm gonna read a poem.
Yeah.
That's how we're doing this. So this is called Circle C If You Just Don't Know. It starts with thinking about multiple choice exams because I took so many of them in my youth and didn't do so well on some of them or a lot of them. And this is my vengeance on multiple choice exams, I guess. Circle C If You Just Don't Know. I failed the multiple choice exam. I failed to thank the driver before exiting the bus. I failed my pet fish in the 3rd grade. I'm failing to recall if it was the 3rd or in fact 2nd grade. I failed reality, but passed romp, and have placed top of my class and least profitable every year. I passed my loneliness to the stranger sitting beside me on the bus, when I failed to stop going on and on about the first chapter of Italo Calvino's If on a Winter's Night, a Traveler. I failed to move very much for much of the Monday that was part of the long weekend. I failed not to masturbate first, then finish the dishes. I failed to save him first before he saved me from our loveless relationship. I failed every religion except the quiet cults of unrequired reading. I passed gay best friend on shopping trips while failing to do anything when my mother said again, those people are sick. And with a small click of the remote, erased the 2 smiling grooms. I failed to look at my mother in the hospital bed after she had failed to keep standing, had collapsed in the bathroom. I failed to glance up at her from the book I brought. I failed to put things aside, put the book down, put it gently, saying to my father, can we go now, as she lay there. I failed to choose her, wanted to erase her. Yes, we passed with flying colors the senior project in family drama. Our final grade, fracture. In fact, I'm feeling right now to see her, to look up from my dear words, my dramatizing a failure. I'm feeling but asking, can I retake this scene, this we? Can we fail a little differently?
Ah,
I forgot how sad that one becomes.
that's really
Up
sad.
on me too.
I think we both like have this more optimistic feeling about our poems, and then there's like really actually devastating. And
Yeah.
we're like, oh.
What's that about?
BRB crying, you know, yeah. I'm gonna read one that I've never read before. And it's called The Entire Scoop.
Love that for you.
I've been thinking a lot about my childhood recently. I think because I'm like home all the time with nothing to do. So this feels fitting to read this for the first time now. This is The Entire Scoop. Middle school awkward limbs. 7th grade drama teacher asks we make a 1-minute play, and the group immediately decides. Sam sneezes. Students as trees gusting to fall. Full societies that topple over hills, broken from the sheer force of me, of my nose. I cock my head back so far, I whirl my face to the ground like a collapsed doll of boogers and eyeshadow with every fold or crack of my ribs, crack of the release, and the snot globs and masses around me like a moat. And the sneezing kid nobody likes. I'm a wet golden mongoose at lunch. No, sneezing isn't the entire scoop. I was also a sissy and soft, sensitive, and so my oh, achoo, oh, I'm sorry moments were so easy a target. And maybe that's what this is all about, how I hated even the smallest inconvenience, like my snot, my billowing lips, how I was tortured an oddball in me, how I thought for years it was just my nose, big Jewish schnoz, the problem, how I didn't realize they smelled the difference, saw within me uneasiness, a young queer boy snorting under desks, holding face tight with 2 fingers and scrunched a collapsed wreckage after trampled roses, a gown, ruffles like squids that fan out, a pretend fortress, the only one I've concocted that can keep me safe and sinking.
Just love such a nose-centric poem.
I was like, to give a little context, I like had really intense sneezes growing up, and it was like well known in my school, obviously. But I was like the really sneezy kid. I think my friend Lauren, who I went to middle school with, told me she was on here, and she can attest. Okay, I was sneezy.
And the prompt that I keep wanting to give students, like in poetry workshops, is to write a poem using only the sense of smell. But I just feel like that would be really hard. But I want to try that myself sometime.
Yeah.
Like only use your nose. Oh, it's my turn.
All right.
It's also my turn. Oh, right. Okay. What did I want to say? Right. Tumblr. Yeah, I miss it so much. Do other people miss Tumblr? Just such good porn was on there. And just like no longer. I don't know if I should say this, but Sam, you also had a very raunchy Tumblr blog.
Don't bring my porn Tumblr into this, okay? Read your poem.
I have to. I just think the people should know. It's context. It's very important context for this poem, even though all I really need to say is that there's a word in the first line, and the word is pulchritudinous. And it's a word that I actually learned from Tumblr. And see, like my blog, I mean, there was porn on it, but also it was like fashion and like art and like sophistication, you know, not like Sam's. Sam's was like very focused. Oh my gosh. But mine also had just like, you know, models and stuff. And so there's one Tumblr I remember that was called like pulchritudinous something. Maybe it was dudes. And it just means beautiful. What I love about that word is like it's such an ugly sounding word for like beautiful. I think it's Latin. Anyway, this is called Self-Portrait as an Overactive Lemon. Where are all the pulchritudinous dudes at? Where are they not? I feel herky-jerky, turkey-jerky. I think I like you. I would like to put frog stickers on you, or for you to be a sticker I put on toads, or a passport as well as a suitcase as well as a wig. And I'm mailing you way across the Pacific. Immigration is my perpetual narrator, but with no clear story to tell. I've soured on the wig, the stickiness. Immigration has milk duds who would like to trade you. My immigration is vastly chewier than yours. Are we in a car, going to dinner? How fast, how fast. Assimilation has a very clear story for you. I've soured on the speed, the triumphant malady. I've soured on the saponification, but not the fresh, clean scent. But really, this is a self-portrait found on a burnt piece of toast. I put my hands on my hips sternly, teacherly. You put your hands in the air like you just belong there. Which one of us has more recently immigrated? Whose immigration is more likable, less endless? I've soured on the Pacific. I've soured on the chewiness. How many times has my mother said no to this country? Who will tell her that I love it here sometimes?
Speaking of Tumblr, I'm going to read the inside job / exit strategy. The inside job. What?
What a segue.
The segue. This poem's about Chen.
I'm the friend.
The inside job / exit strategy. I had this friend talk to me for hours about eating a butt. It was his passion, his call to arms. He wanted it to be mine. I started talking butts with the boys, the ones on my dates. They like butts just fine. They kept squeezing mine. My butt is bubbly and quaint. My butt has a lot of issues. I'm reclaiming the Twitter trend, #trying not to fart. A boy wanted to finger me after I had just eaten macaroni and cheese. I'm lactose intolerant. A boy tried to lick my butt after cooking me an onion-filled tomato sauce. Another wanted to taste my insides after we ate an entire baguette. I have trouble with gluten, more so onions. Please understand. I'm not a top for stopping your hands or mouth, just an overly active bottom. Let's talk about poop and farts and my diarrhea. It's our first date, but let's scrub first in the bathtub. Let's use soap on our fingers and ask before digging. Let's discuss a cave in the Alps. It's opening hard to find, not discovered by a lot of divers. The fish have a story here first. Let's hear it in full. Let's learn the history of a place, at least with our tongues, the anatomy of Braille mostly for taste, the tonguing history clicking with syllables and salads and synchronized bowel movements.
Overly active bottom. Just want to repeat that one phrase.
I'm moving us along because I feel like we've been taking a while. How are we doing on time? Who knows?
We love to chat. This is called friendship.
We have no time limits. Our Zoom account lets us go for as long as you want.
Okay, cool.
I mean, love that for us.
Really for us. Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're at the friendship poems now.
Oh my god, the friendship
We each
poem.
wrote a poem called Friendship.
We wrote them together.
This isn't the time or the place to bring this up, but you know, like my friendship poem is dedicated to Sam, just to Sam. And your friendship poem is dedicated to two friends, right?
Yeah, to both you and to Anya, who designed the cover.
I mean, that's nice,
Yeah.
right? Since Anya did the cover.
Yeah. Are you feeling jealous about me dedicating my friendship poem to two people?
I mean, this isn't the time or the place. So.
Listen here.
we have to keep reading poems.
Yes, we do.
What we signed up to do.
Mm-hmm. Your turn.
This is called Friendship, and it's only dedicated to Sam. Friendship is a mean curl of moon coming at you in rollerblades. Let our pelvises listen to friendship's bright crisscrossing of night and terrible futons too many miles apart. Let our pelvises be wrapped in a gleaming blanket made by celestial collaboration, the sun lending itself to the moon's face. Friendship is a face rollerblading and wearing short shorts and handing out hot dogs in the midst of spiky roaches, leaky rooms. Friendship waits till everyone has a hot dog and is ready before putting on their own rollerblades. Friendship's hot dogs are indeed the moon's hot dogs and don't taste all that great. But friendship doesn't expect you to take every bite to finish. Friendship wants you to have what it can make, what it is trying to make with its small moon hands, its crescent hands crisscrossing the night in our cities swollen with dream. Friendship travels at the speed of heat and one bite of mustard dripping hot dog. Friendship travels at the speed of a favorite music video never loading on Safari while we wait and wait. Friendship is the crashed browser, the honey of not going to bed at bedtime. We are busy listening to friendship in the softest part of our pelvises.
Oh, I love your friendship poem.
I love yours, and we're about to hear it.
A particular time of our lives, you know, like we wrote these several years ago in a prompt to like write a poem with the same title. And Yeah, I think they both speak a lot to where we were then, because mine is like much angrier.
I know.
And yeah, if you're ready to find out what that means, here we go. Mine is friendship for Chen and for Anya, because I am a wild extrovert and can dedicate my friendship poem to 2 people. Thank you.
At the same time?
At the same time, you both taught me this. It's a lesson I learned from 2 people at once. I have to learn lots of things from lots of people. Friendship. Friendship.
I'm following along.
I'm tired of my friends collecting, coupled and not calling me anymore to get French fries. I'm tired of curled fingers on old telephone cords. People I used to sit on the floor with, no longer around. Conversation stiff, pelvis wrapping in legs.
Pelvis.
Queers mass shot in a nightclub and none of them show up with pickles, mail me a fruit basket or a yo-yo. I think straight people really believe that their partners become the only friends they ever need. I think queer people mimic the straights so they don't become stuck in a fog storm. No flashlights to illuminate beyond their front windshields. Maybe friendship is an incessant game of hungry, hungry hippos. Vary in how many pellets we get, but I'll spit up what we can to help each other from starving. Maybe I'm tired of losing those I once held under unwashed sheets. I think friendship is supposed to be love unabound and without paint on the walls. I tell my man I'll see him next week after margaritas and a crying session with Mia across the street. I'm desperate for no one held up with arm floaties. I want us bottom sunk where the chlorine is thick. I'm bored with friends I stop hearing from until they've broken up. I'm out flying kites for every one of their dumped ass crying phone calls. I'm eating bok choy at the farmer's market. I smile with so much green in my teeth.
Yeah, totally so different.
No.
Sorry, I yelled out pelvis.
I apologize for yelling the word pelvis.
I just really felt called to do that.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
So as a part of this chapbook, Chen and I wrote 2 poems like together, like collaborative poems where we like actively wrote the poem at this like together. I don't know how else to say that. Together, we wrote it together.
Like we created lines, sentences, ideas.
Yeah, we often go line by line and then we sort of lose that form and it just kind of explodes. So we're gonna read, there's 2 of them in the chapbook. We're gonna read the first one now. We're gonna try to read a line at the same time over Zoom. We will, and by a line I mean 1 word, but we're gonna see how it goes.
Wait, should we say the Paul Klee part?
Oh yeah, you want to say that?
So this is after a painting by Paul Klee called Fleeing Ghost. You can look it up on the Google, but we saw it at the Art Institute in Chicago, and just like fell in love with how shy this ghost is. So this is called INFP Ghost.
It was like this painting of this ghost, and the ghost was like, "Oh, like don't look at me," you know. Fleeing ghost, but it was really an INFP ghost, you know. The title, INFP Ghost. Right, this is INFP Ghost after Paul Klee's Fleeing Ghost. Gasp.
The winter road. Do you want to try it again? We rehearsed it.
Ready? INFP Ghost after Paul Klee's Fleeing Ghosts. Gasp.
The winter road has captured my smile in a pickling jar.
What once was haunting is now everyone's favorite salty snack.
If you find me on a bridge crossing back from St. Louis, please say, love is a waterfall like woe.
If you don't find me, that's okay. I often enjoy sitting alone and fireside with slim books of Victorian titillation.
Nourished by my own filthy fructose. Do you hear that?
2 boys frolicking in an art museum, and one of them keeps sneezing.
He needs a tissue. He needs all the plucked daffodils in North America.
The other boy is a giggle in a coat of shiniest irreverence.
People still don't know how to be quiet in art museums.
I know. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's keep going. Oh yeah, you need to read your next poem right now. I'm ready. My body is ready.
Where is this poem? Okay, here it is. Wow, okay, this poem. There's not anything to say about it. Will they, won't they, will I? Will they, won't they kiss, date, finally fuck, fight, have fun, making up, out, have such fun, mocking some made-up, take-out, business villain's Asian accent? Will they, will I reproduce the scene here? Will I, by reproducing it, rerun, renew a fucked up, overdone laugh? But who is laughing? How can you live in New York, Seattle? Okay, Scranton maybe makes sense for 9, 10, critically lauded, commercially successful, binge-watched by me seasons. But only fuck, hear, see people of color when it's boring subplot, somehow related to white protagonist breakup, engagement, new dog week. There was a week I was mistaken for 3 other Chinese, not Chinese, but still Asian, I guess, people. There was a week the senior editor of a prominent progressive journal asked if I was related to another Asian poet. Someone with my common last name, my very common face, apparently. There was a week or 5 I did not want to say hi to any white people. Wanted to stop seeing, hearing yet another fuck up, then downplay another non-apology. Wanted to stop all your irony, comedy, commentary, all your synonyms for failing to hear, see me. Or a success dependent on being able to fuck, giggle over the me you think must like you do, would do you. Why don't you try to pronounce an R in Chinese, Japanese? Hi, actually it's pronounced differently in the 2 different languages. But I don't want to reproduce Asian as East Asian, be your new cultural chauffeur, racial tension, masseur. I want to break your mouth, my ears, the screen displaying, replaying the boy, my first boyfriend who paused, said, wow, you don't know what chink means, chinky eyes. People say it all the time here, where the Chinese are taking over. Will I ever be over that? I learned a racial ethnic slur from my first boyfriend. He said, I like your eyes, they're not really chinky eyes. Why did I say thank you? Why did I stay with the boy in college for 2 years? One who said, but they make fun of everyone on the show. Some things are just funny. Asians are short, shy, small. Am I reproducing it yet? Is my suffering me successful now that is seen by the right white eyes? Is AWP so far from Hollywood? Don't I secretly hope for a TV deal based on this very poem? 24 lyric episodes in which an immigrant mother, father, queer immigrant son finally fucking screams, fuck you. You try leaving everything, everyone, love, every love, face, laugh, leaving, starting over. You try that, then say every letter perfectly. It's my poem.
That one is so good. All right, we're gonna read 2 more poems from GESUNDHEIT, 1 each, and then we're gonna read some new stuff. Yeah, new stuff. And then just a little bit of new stuff. And then that's kind of where we're at. That's what we got. So I'm gonna read another one that I've actually never read. I know, I feel like I'm reading the like ones that I was too scared to read at my release party because my parents were there. So I saved
time to flourish.
Listen, I was like, I could read this poem about butts in front of my parents, but maybe I shouldn't. And I think that was the right choice. So I feel good about that for me. But I think I'm ready to do it now on the internet where everyone could hear it at all times, you know? So totally, it's just really great. Where is this poem? There it is. Yeah, this poem, I know Chen just read about exes and I am going to also. It's called The IKEA Bags Remind Me of My Exes. I went through this phase with my friend Kate where I was like, just naming everything that reminded me of exes. I'm just gonna read this. The IKEA bags remind me of my exes. I tell her, as I pull them from my trunk and carry with tired arms her dirty laundry up to the house, 2 stories of winding stairs. I'm doing this thing where I name the moments I'm reminded of the sadness welling in me from those I've recently dated, but am no longer dating. It's a way of releasing the memory, letting it hover, then replacing it with what I'm doing next, what we are doing together, I tell her, about the IKEA bags, the grapefruit box of LaCroix, the bubbler machine that makes carbonated water right then and there like magic. I say these things out loud with the hope that they don't consume me, as they have the last few months, the overwhelming grief that sets in with every small reminder, though I want to be over it, though I beg and beg and beg to be, to have moved on, to not think about them as I do all the time, of the certain roller coasters, of me northwest and smiling on the highway alone, a Friday afternoon to see them, of the haircut place where he goes too. And one day I assume we'll run into each other there, both seeing Will, the tattooed straight man with the bulging dick, always feeling it on my arm when I just wish I could think about peaches, ripe and lush and fuzzy on my cheek. I want the joy, and I know it often comes with sadness too. I'll name it out loud for as long as I have to, my lips pursed in an O shape like a funnel swirling mustard seeds, the shape of remembering these tasty, minty fruit teas, cat-shaped ice cream snacks made specially off the TV, a butt plug they gave me that tastes like your ass after I fuck you with it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I remember you telling me about Bulge Dick.
Yeah, that guy, every time he gave me a haircut, I felt his
Several
penis.
times. Yeah, every time you told me.
Anyway. Oh.
A memorable image. Okay. So this is also about X. You should let yourself be more Asian. It's cute, said my white boyfriend. And I felt him douse me in fresh soy milk and Hello Kitty bows over the phone. Thing is, I love soy milk, Hello Kitty, but I also love chocolate chip cookies, SpongeBob. And what I told my boyfriend was, sometimes, or a lot of the time, I wish I didn't have to be Asian, that it would be easier being white. And he told me, you should let yourself be more Asian. It's cute. I wondered if he jerked off to the most Asian cutest version of me, when cute was the last thing I wanted. I wanted to be hot, but white boys were always the hot ones. Asians could be cute. To people into Asians. A white friend tried to reassure me. I don't even see you as Asian, which seemed like a lie, which comforted me and terrified me like a hot all-American lie. You're so American, she said, as if Asian and American were water and oil, soy milk and milk. One week I tried out my boyfriend's suggestion. I put oyster sauce on some lettuce, an Asian salad. I put pebbles in the yard, an Asian garden. I put bok choy in my hair, an Asian boy. I stir-fried my soul with ginger. I saw that I must have been born in the heart of a rice cooker. I heard my mother laughing a rice pie laugh as I stumbled around 2 or 3 naked. Her laughter was warm, like an invisible set of clothes, like Ivy League hopes. I saw that what I'd learned was how to seduce white boys studying Japanese. I touched them with the dark cuteness of my eyes, the almond shape that helps store more cuteness, more dark. But I wanted their whiteness. I thought I could date, fuck into white. I was willing to settle for eggshell white, but ideally paper white, so I could rewrite, remake myself any way I liked. I could tell anyone, be more of that thing I like, be cute.
Oh. Fuck. That's one of my favorite poems of yours. I read that poem when I first met you.
Yeah.
Almost, no, 6 years ago this week.
Yeah, it's lived a life. Indeed, this week. Oh my God, yeah. Shout out to Tent.
Shout out to the 10 Writers Retreat where Chen and I met 6 years ago.
For your writing.
Like today.
At Hampshire College, my alma mater. Shout out to all of those things.
Yeah, wow. What a journey we've had since then, huh?
I know, adventure of a lifetime.
How's the comments going? Oh, great. Hi, everyone. Thanks for commenting on YouTube. I love reading them. I think Chen and I were both going to read 2 new poems, but I feel like we've been reading for a while, so maybe we should just both do one.
I think we'll just do one.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to do a poem that I wrote literally on Tuesday. I haven't really written anything during the quarantine, and then I finally wrote this. so I feel like I have to read it because I like to read new things. But I literally typed it up today, so it's rough. So have some generosity, kindness on my soul.
Soul.
But I really like to read new things at readings. It pushes me to like keep having new things. I feel like that's been one of my biggest pushes over the years. Every time I do a reading, I have to read something brand new. But also it helps me like sound out what I'm doing and where I'm at. So this poem is called A Lifetime of Trauma. Which is like it's something my therapist said to me on Tuesday during our therapy session. And it was like such a phrase that I like had to laugh, even though it was not a time for laughter. And I just like was like, this has to be the title of this poem. So this poem is called A Lifetime of Trauma. Oh, I cracked myself up. A lifetime of trauma. My therapist says to me over the Zoom, pixel to pixel, and me staring at the Cheez-Its behind the laptop, too embarrassed to get more, but yearning nonetheless. Talking about how I have no one to fuck during the pandemic, how I wasted months on Jonathan, I said, like walking around for a week with a broken shoe, knowing when it rains my socks will get wet. It's the third rainiest May in all the history of Chicago, I tell my therapist, trying to change the subject. He doesn't fall for that trick. He has been listening to me talk about my childhood and he's connecting dots. He says, it makes sense I didn't know how to calibrate for some perfect kind of relationship, that a lifetime of sexual assaults and tormenting and bullying, the pain of it, prevented me from getting close with anyone. Maybe that's why this quarantine feels so crushing. I was finally starting to try, to date, to have sex that felt like quartered tangerines dripping from our beards, juicy and warm and wet all over. After years of never having that kind of freedom, I was trying. Then suddenly, I'm stuck inside on screens alone. All my friends with someone to hold on to hold, to come on top of. I wasn't on that timeline. I still needed more of a chance to kiss you, whatever apple tree you slept under, whatever color raincoat you wear in the spring, more of a chance. And I never got one. And I hope to get 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 one. And I hope.
Oh my God. Yeah. You read an earlier version of that to me, and
Yeah, last night.
literally yesterday, and already like, I mean, you just made all these leaps in the poem. So I'm so glad you read that. I'm also going to read something really new. I've also read to you last night. The new version of it, and I just edited it again this morning.
Amazing.
And I feel like this title goes with yours as well. This is called The School of Keyboards and Our Whole Entire History Up to the Present. Hi.
Say that title again. Wait, say it again. Everyone needs to hear that a second time.
The School of Keyboards and Our Whole Entire History Up to the Present. Hi, Chen. Your text wakes my phone and I can see the moments before you're sending. Thumb hovering, potential characters having popped up after you switched keyboards, typed Chen. Chen, you're one of the few who write it, say me, like that. You write, it's been a long time, and it feels like the question behind the statement, why haven't we talked? So busy, I reply, when part of me wants to call, say, I miss you, Mom, to say that sentence in Chinese. It's been a long time since I said any Chinese word, any to you. Some days I forget my name isn't just Chen. Worry I'll forget how to write it without my phone, without you to write it to. What do you still need to finish this semester, you ask? And I almost laugh. Because it's a question you've asked me since conception. How different is it now in PhD land? Might as well be back in high school, scrambling to finish French sentences about shopping on the Champs-Élysées, while on the shivery bus or in the chattery cafeteria, lunch tray balanced on my knees. Did I ever tell you how often they called me strong? They said, I don't know how you do it, you're so brave and strong. Friends, classmates, teachers, counselors, cafeteria ladies, hi, so brave and strong, as they passed in the hall. Because I was young and said, here I am, while you said wrong, wrong. While guys on the track team laughed about French class being so gay. While girls I just met linked arms with me, paraded me around the library. While teachers applauded me for becoming president of the GSA and then never attended another meeting. While one boy dumped me via his away message on AIM, and another demanded I have anime hair. And another was disappointed I couldn't help him practice Japanese. And another said, you were horrible, just a horrible mother. And I said, yeah, and kept sipping my lukewarm chai, and later asked, when can I see you again? And he said, yeah, I don't know that we really clicked, and I don't blame him. I brought up my whole entire history with you on the first day, and why did my name have to be so brave and strong? Why not just loved? Of course, I never did tell you any of this. And I know it's been years since you've said wrong, but you still haven't said, happy anniversary, 6 years, wow. What I wanted from you last week. Some days I imagine a different history, us talking, really talking. If only we could have, about the people in high school. And you could have said, jerks, fakes, don't need them. If only I could have ranted to you about the boys in high school and college, and you could have said, for each one, that boy, all wrong for you anyway. If only you'd say, how right, this boy, taking good care of you now. Okay, I have to get this work done, but I'll call you soon. I don't know if that sentence, either part, is true. If I'm lying. My thumb hovers, considers switching keyboards to ask, are you ready now, Ma? Mama?
Oh, oh my gosh. Wow.
So,
Okay. We've
shall
reached the end. There's one thing we have left to do, and that is our second collaborative poem.
At the very end of the Chappy.
It's the last poem in the chapbook.
Yeah, we wrote it in Portland, Oregon, at AWP. It was Sam's very first AWP. And maybe last, who knows?
Very last.
Just a short, sweet time. And yeah, we like left the convention center, as one must do, and went by the water. We were at the waterfront and like in the park, and it was really green and beautiful out and sunny, and we sat and looked down at the water and like people watched. And we were also very much inspired by Sarah Gambito's work. And so it's just such a exciting honor for her to blurb the book, the chapbook for us, because we've long been fans of her work. So this, I think, also like draws on that, because you had just met Sarah in person for the first time at the conference too.
And you got me her book.
Yeah, and I got you Loves You. Yeah. Yeah, so this is Hibiscus Knowledge. To Ugelgate Apsme, the nearest park, while finishing a bowl of chicken livers.
I asked for the 14th time, is this green? Is this hibiscus?
I was getting very full. I was confused by the handsome helicopter overhead.
And you slurping thick ice cream through a narrow straw. The sound like two cars stopping, not quite stopping, stopping, not stopping.
On the verge of love or healing or brightest ancestral burp.
The absmay couldn't show me, so I had to show it.
My body by the water, like a dropped frisbee, waiting for me to notice it, to attend a ceremony of the first trees to startle.
Not yet April, not even nameable.
You, me, Elshoomst, quite possibly your favorite neighborhood mailman in jogging shorts, but not jogging.
Sitting by the water, holding each other.
Circulating a bushel of how to heal in reverse.
A bushel of tea tongs. That's it. That's what we got. 6:59. I mean 7:59 in the East Coast, but 6:59 in Chicago. What great timing. Thank you everyone for coming. Thanks, Tony, again so much for having us.
Oh, thank you both so much for being here. That was fantastic. You know, I don't get to see the chapbook authors very often read. I've never see them read, just because I don't get to travel very much. But with the two of you, being able to do this was even, or just watching the two of you and knowing the process with the chapbook, these wonderful poems of friendship, seeing the two of you reading together and laughing together and being amazing friends together. That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we were really trying to do with this chapbook and what we've been trying to do for a while is like highlight the magic of queer friendship, you know? And thank you for like giving a home to that.
It is my honor, a true honor. So I'm so glad. When you submitted it, it came in, I saw it in the email, under Sam's email address. I just saw the email and the submission, and I had told myself I wasn't going to open any submissions early. I was going to wait till the whole submission period ended. But I saw you had sent one, so I'm like, well, I got to see what Sam sent me, and I opened it and saw that it was from both of you, and I was like, well, how did I get so lucky?
We've
sweet.
Been big fans of Glass, so I think it was not as, to me, it felt like an obvious that we would send it. So
yeah, it just made so much sense.
Well, thank you both. Thank you both for that. And thank you for this reading. And everybody who watched, thank you for watching. Do go over to the website, glass-poetry.com/crucible.html. Send Sam and Chen lots and lots of money.
You know, if you like want to, yeah.
Some donations have come during the reading.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Thanks for letting us like hang out. I mean, this gave us a reason to talk a lot this week, which was really nice.
Gave us like purpose. So, you know, much needed, very welcome. Yeah.
I am gonna stop the live stream, so everybody say goodbye.
Bye.